I um so I watch a lot of videos that are just like this, where it's some guy like walking around, talking to the camera, or talking and filming himself, and I think they're pretty cool. And I also think they're a neat way to jot down your thoughts, and a couple other things. But anyways, what I wanted to make this video about is I wanted to explain what I feel this thing called the Matrix is. So a lot of times I'll like read online or I see videos and they're talking about like, oh, you're stuck in the Matrix and blah 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 blah. Obviously, there's no real. This is a reference to the movie, The Matrix, with Keanu Reeves. Obviously, there's no real Matrix, but using the term Matrix refers to a very real thing, which is what I believe to be. This is my explanation and my understanding, how I conceptualize the Matrix, and the way that this is the model of the Matrix that I feel has been most helpful for me. So maybe it'll help you as well. Um, Anything that somebody else told you and then you just took that to be truth, that is the Matrix. Anything that somebody else made and you looked at and you're like, oh, I guess that's just how it is, instead of seeing it as that's how this guy sees it to be, that's being in the Matrix. Because when you look at things that are man-made and see them the same way you see things that are naturally occurring. Because when you see things that are naturally occurring, you kind of just accept, like, it's just a mountain is a mountain. It just is there, it exists. A lake is a lake. It does lake things. I really have no control over the lake. Which still isn't true. So I feel like, you know what? Let me expand the definition, maybe. I feel like being in the Matrix is anytime you see obstacles that are not real. Anytime you are like, you accept something as fact that you can change. Anytime you look at something and you just see it as a concrete thing that cannot be altered, when in fact it is highly alterable, I feel like that's a better definition of the Matrix. And the reason why it is, I wouldn't say important, but I would say useful. The reason why it can be useful to escape the Matrix, which is basically realizing that you have just as much control as anybody else. You just have to be smart about it in trial and error. But realizing that you have just as much control as anybody else does. That whenever you see something that was man-made, you, being a man, human, you can potentially make that too. This road I'm walking on, this asphalt, I could lay my own asphalt if I wanted to. I would have to take steps to reach that point. I couldn't do it right now, but I could. Potentially could happen. I feel like certain things, like this tree, I could plant a tree, but I couldn't make a tree. I couldn't craft a tree from scratch, but I could plant one. So I feel like Matrix thinking is thinking, oh my God, it's just a tree. It's how's a tree, blah, blah, blah. I could never plant a tree. I could plant a tree, but it's not Matrix thinking to say I can't make a tree, because that's actually a real limit. Although not necessarily, not even that, because they have like 3D printing and they have biology and crazy stuff. So you know, maybe you could make a tree. Maybe it is matrix thinking or blue pill thinking, I would say, because they talk about like red pill and blue pill, and I know that, or at least in this particular sub community where people make these types of videos, a lot of times red pill and blue pill is referring to like dating game and all that. But I feel like the definition of red pill is generally larger than just dating advice. Although I feel like it is commonly, or maybe it's just the type of videos I watch. Maybe I'm just stuck in my bubble. Whatever the case, I feel like basically to be red pilled is to understand that you can change the world around you. That nothing is concrete, everything can be changed, especially you as a human. Humans are the red pilled of the animal world. And that's what it means to be human. That's what makes humanity so special, is because we realize that we can change things. So, yeah. And being blue pilled is just accepting the world as it is, regardless of whether or not you like it. So, why is that important? Take this into your life. Everybody wants stuff. It just is how it is. You just want things. There's a lot of different types of wants. There's shallow wants, there's deep wants, emotional wants, physical wants, mental wants. There's all sorts of things that you want. Reason you don't have those, or a reason you might not have those, is because there's obstacles in your way. There's things that are stopping you from having those at this very moment. And that's why it's important to understand the concept of the Matrix and understand the concept of being red-pilled, because those are models, those are philosophies that can help you recognize some areas in your own behavior, in your own daily life, where you're stopping yourself. Just had to shake my hair out. Where nobody's stopping you, you're stopping you because you swallowed the blue pill and you, whoa. There's an orange butterfly, the rarest one in this park. There's 3 types of butterflies that I've seen in this park. One is white, one is yellow, and one is like an orangish red. The white one, that's the, oh my god, let me just see if I can. So I just saw a yellow one. Yellow ones are like, I like them. Anyways, yeah. So I guess that's the video. How long is this? 8 minutes and 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 8, 20. We're gonna shoot for 8:30 because it's a good time. Anyways, yeah, that's my explanation of the Matrix.